Hello everyone. Happy Saturday. It is August 10th, 2024. My name is Jennifer Sunseri and I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. I have some fun cards and some tips and tricks to show you. Today we're going to make 3 cards, or I'm going to show you how to make 3 cards using the Changing Leaves bundle. Now that I am officially back at school, it should be autumn. Mentally, I feel that summer is now over, even though it does not feel like it. So, if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, I would love to be yours. Let me know if you are not currently working with anyone, and I would love to get catalogs into your hands. This is our annual catalog, and it is currently live right now. People can order from it. There's some great inspiration and ideas in this catalog. We have a lot more that's actually online that's not in the catalog, and we call those online exclusives. We have a whole kit collection, and there are releases that come out every so couple months that are just online products, and we call those online exclusives. So you won't find them in a catalog, but this is the current annual catalog, and then this is going to be our holiday mini catalog, and it will go live to customers in September. Let me look here. Usually they give us the date, September 4th. All right, so I cannot show you the pages inside yet until this catalog goes live, but if you would like to get on my mailing list to receive monthly newsletters and catalogs and class information, please reach out to me. I am located in Elk Grove, California. It is very close to Sacramento. I'm in between Sacramento and Galt. Galt is where I teach. It's very close to Lodi, so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of right in the middle of some well-known towns and cities, and I do monthly classes in my home to keep the costs down for you, and all levels of experience are welcome, from beginners to avid crafters. Okay, so let's get started. We're playing with Changing Leaves today. It has some amazing images. I'm going to try and show this to you without the glare. I love my glass mat, but it does cause a glare. I'm going to move that light over just a little bit. I want to make sure that, let's see, trying to see if that will help. Okay. Great sentiments here. It's not just fall. Yes, we have leaves. These could be used during summertime in greens, not just fall and autumn. So I like that. This is an online exclusive. It's not going to be found in our catalog, okay? And by the way, if you are watching me, would you please shoot a comment and let me know that you're watching. I would love to be able to interact with you, all right? Let me know where you are from and if it's your first time finding me. Okay, it says, you are amazing in every single way. Here for you, a little note to brighten your day. I couldn't have done it without you, and thank you. These are all great sentiments to use for all occasions, okay? Today I am going to be making some fall-ish is the key word, cards, but not necessarily traditional fall colors that I usually gravitate to. I was trying some new color combinations. All right, so great stamps. Now, this also is what we call a hybrid, has a hybrid embossing folder. So we get this, let me grab a piece of paper. We get this die, okay, and it is all connected. It will cut out the 3 shapes of leaves, but it also does something else. This is the embossing folder, all right? And I put a piece of paper in there so you can see it. So you can emboss paper to have these raised images, but the die will fit on those 3 main leaves. Okay, so it will cut these leaves out and emboss them at the same time. Let me put that in there so you can see that. So you can see how that works. Hi, Mary. Nice to see you. All right, so this, like I said, will dry emboss your paper. It gives it a raised image, but if you put the die in as well, it will cut the leaves out for you separately and emboss them at the same time. So that is pretty cool. All right. Then it also has some other dies. So we've got 3 dies for sentiments. We have some bonus dies that are not, stamps. And they're very detailed. Let me show them to you. So this is one of them. Okay, you can see that right there. And this little guy is a sprig. And this one right here is a closed leaf. I don't think I have any of this one, but it looks like that one, just one leaf. Okay. So we can use these to build up our card. Get my fingers to work here. There we go. All right, my arthritis has been acting up in my hands, probably because I've been setting up my classroom and doing all the things that I need to do. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to show you a couple techniques. So let me move that out of the way for right now. This is one of the cards that I'm going to show you how to make. And this highlights stamping, all right, using those stamps. So let me show you how I did this. And the colors that I use are Mossy Meadow. That's the card base. Mossy Meadow and the ink. And then I also used, let me look, Lost Lagoon. So Lost Lagoon ink and then some cardstock there. All right. So let's get started on that. I used some different colors this time. I just went ahead and stamped the images, and then this morning my hand was wet and it touched the leaf, and so we've got a little bit of ink right there, but don't worry about it. I'll show you a trick. Whenever you make boo-boos, there are lots of opportunities to hide your boo-boos. You probably know that already. Okay, so this is a basic card front. So let me go back to my card here. Okay, notice how I have a border, right, around my card. Hi, Gail. So this is, I'm going to use the measurement on my glass mat, which is another great advantage. So it's 8.5 by 5.5. Okay, my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and then I score it at 4 1/4. All right. Just so you guys know how to do that. You usually will get, you will get 2 card bases out of 1 piece of paper. All right. Then the card front is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. You just take off 1/4 of an inch each time you want to add a layer. All right. So now I've used 2 different colors on this one. I've used Early Espresso and Wild Wheat. Now, I'm going to take my paper trimmer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these in 1-inch strips. You're going to get 4 of them, 1-inch strips. All right, so we've got our 1-inch strips. Now, going back to our model here, I want to have a little bit of space in between my strips. So I was trying to figure out, the best way of doing this that wouldn't confuse you. You could have done it all, you could have taken that extra little bit off when you were cutting your strips, but I felt like it might be confusing. So we're going to do a little bit of fractions here, okay? So I'm just going to take off 1/8. It's just a little tiny bit, right? So here's my 1 inch, and I'm going to go to over to the next line. And I'm just going to take off an 1/8. All right? It's just ever so slightly little bit. Oh, and I just messed that piece up with my blade. I should have gone slower, but that's okay. That's okay. Homemade cards will always have some type of imperfection. We were talking about this in my last class. Let me go a little slower this time. That even the Amish, when they make their quilts, they always have some type of imperfection. Hi, Sandra. Thank you for joining this morning. Hi, Gail. I can't remember if I said good morning or not. All right. And I'm just going to take off another 1/8. And I'm going to go slow so I don't ruin the corner there. Take off another 1/8 and just use my paper snips to grab that. Oh, there it went. And then we're going to take off another 1/8 on that last strip. Okay. All right. Now, let me grab a piece of paper so I can show you that part. I guess I didn't grab a piece of paper. So hold on for just a minute. I thought I was so prepared. All right. Show you how I make my card bases. Super easy. Here's your piece of paper, and on the long side, you're going to cut at 5 1/2. And there are your 2 card bases. Okay, 2 card bases. We're going to use one. Now I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Now, the dark blade is your cutting blade, so we're going to move that out of the way. And we're going to use the lighter gray blade, and that just scores it for you. Okay? It's nice to use a bone folder to help with making your folds. Okay. Now, let's look at our pieces because it is like a puzzle. And we want to get those leaves put back the way they were. Okay, I think there. There we go. So we're going to start and put those on there. See my little boo-boo right there? Down at the corner, it tore. We'll have to be creative and cover up the boo-boo. So I like to place them on first so that I can get my borders close to being equal, but it is not going to be perfect. If you look at mine, that one's bigger than that one, and that is okay. All right. Now, I always start with the outer 2 first to kind of set it up. I'm using our Stampin' Seal Plus. This is my go-to adhesive for making cards. It's really for putting boxes and bags together, but because it is so strong, I love it for my card making. I'm going to move these down, and I'm using the corner. Make sure that this is straight. There we go. Okay, and now I'm going to move those over, and I'm going to do this one. Hi, Angie. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Normally I go live Friday nights, but yesterday was my second day of school, and I'm going to be honest with you. The first 2 days of school haven't been so easy. I have a lot of things happening in my classroom. So I came home and I was exhausted mentally and physically which is not a good way to start the school year. And so I started prepping my cards to do my live because I had full intentions of getting back to my normal schedule of going live Friday nights. And it just took me longer because I think I was tired. And so I said to myself, I guess I'm going live on Saturday. So here I am. All right, and I'm already seeing that I should have moved that one down a little bit. Okay. I'm wondering if I can take that off and reposition it. Just be careful that you don't. There we go. Oh, nice. I love it when it's cooperative. Wait a minute. What's wrong? There we go. Shoo! I almost made another boo-boo. All right, so there is, I don't even know what we call this technique, but it's pretty cool, isn't it? Oh, thank you, Angie. You know, I think it's a combination of a couple things. I'm just tired, you know, tired for getting the classroom put together, and this is not my first rodeo. I've been doing it for a while, but I'm older now, and I think it just, I don't know, takes more out of me. Who knows? Who knows? All right, I'm going to grab some wild wheat because we need this piece right here. And that is just going to be a 1-inch strip. And let's make sure I have the right width. I don't know. Let me look at this. I think it's too long. I need to take off just a little bit. All right, let's see. That's good. Now I want to cover up some of those boo-boos that I made on my paper this morning. So there, I just covered it up. I went a little higher. I had wet hands and I smudged my ink. Now, I am actually going a little bit over on the white, and that's okay. This one I got closer to the white, and this one I'm going to just do a little bit over the white, just for something different. This is not raised. It's just going to go flat. You don't need to do a whole strip down, just a couple spots. Like I said, I want to cut, oops, nope, move that over. There we go, and I'm covering up those mistakes I made. Perfect. Thank you, Sandra. I went back on all of my supplements to make sure I'm getting everything that I need. And went to bed early last night, and hubby did the dishes this morning, so that was very nice. All right, we are going to pick You Are Amazing in Every Single Way. I don't know about that, but I know that my God is amazing in every single way, so we will give him that credit. Okay, and just stamp. There you go. And I like to use I like to stamp my sentiments in black because I feel like it makes them pop more. Now I raised my sentiment, and I use our Stampin' Dimensionals for that. I also like to use my U-Pick tool to pick them up. I do have long nails, and so sometimes it makes it hard to pick things up. So I use my U-Pick tool to do this for me. Oop, I just took the backing off. Okay, and then let me show you a little trick to get those little backings off. I just pull them off, and there you go. And then instead of these getting all over my house like they do, I throw them in the wastebasket all at once. And then we're going to place that right there in the middle. Ta-da! Now, this is are linen thread. It's not necessarily baker's twine. All right, now everyone makes bows in a different way, and my ladies that come to classes, I love bows. I love bows on my cards. They don't like to make bows per se. So some of them have bow makers. I use my fingers. I just wrap it around my fingers. Okay, I'm going to hold that. I made double loops, and because I like my bows to not be wimpy, and I'm just holding those loops with my other fingers so they don't get in my way. I'm doing this one-handed, and yes, I'm using my mouth. Sorry about that, because I don't have a friend in the room with me. So I'm going to move my knot in the middle, and then I'm going to just give it another knot, just so this cutie pie doesn't unravel. All right, then I'm going to fuss with it a bit. I'm going to pull those tails down. All right, and I'm going to give them a little trim. Toss that in the wastebasket. And put it here on a corner. So it gives it that little bit of a rustic look. All right, I'm going to use my glue dots. I always use glue dots, but I think I want to use a smaller glue dot. These guys come in our paper pumpkin kits. If you are not a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, why not? They are, I got a cat hair. They are amazing. You get a kit in the mail every month. It's $25. Now, if you're a demonstrator, it's discounted. So I think I only pay $19 for my kits as a demonstrator. So that's an incentive. I am always looking for friends who want to join my team, and Gail can testify. She's on my team. We have team gatherings in addition to my classes. Sandra's on my team too. And we make cards that I don't make in classes, and we celebrate, and we have prizes. I love to give away prizes, so we have a lot of fun on my team. Anyway, what was my point? Oh, paper pumpkin kits, so you can get them discounted. And they are all-inclusive kits, so that means it comes with a stamp set and an ink spot, the card bases, the envelopes, the ribbon. I gotta hide that boo-boo right there, so we're gonna put it over here. The ribbon, anything that you need to make your cards for only $19. Stamp sets are more than $19 in the catalog, so it really is a great deal. Okay, there's my card. Isn't that adorable? Here's my original in a different color combination. Okay, not exactly alike, but that's okay. Let me know, which color combination do you like? Do you like the early espresso with wild wheat? Or do you like the mossy meadow with Lost Lagoon? Which one is your favorite color combination? Okay, so this highlights the stamps. Now I'm going to show you something even cooler. Are you ready for this? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, the next card I'm going to make. There is a trick. In the beginning of the video, I showed you that this is a hybrid embossing folder. That means this, when you buy the bundle, you get the dies, the stamps, and the embossing folder, okay? So this is all connected. It's all one piece. Let me put my paper back in here so you can see it. You're going to see those three main leaves from the stamps right there in the middle. Okay, so this piece fits in the embossing folder. All right, it will go into the grooves of the embossing. Let me put this back in so you can see it. And so when you run this through your machine, it's going to emboss the leaves and cut them at the same time. But what if I want my leaves stamped, right? What if I don't want brown leaves? What if I want different colored leaves on white paper? I'm going to show you how to do that. Are you ready? All right. Here is a card base. Okay. Let me move, oopsie, let me move this. That's going to be our last card that we're going to do. I think I need a smaller piece. All right, so here's my piece, and I am going to place this on my paper. Okay, now you can use some washi tape. You can use a Post-it note. I'm looking to find where my washi tape is that I can use. Here's some. This is Dollar Tree washi tape. I will use it just to hold it down. When I did my sample last night, I didn't use anything, and I didn't have too much trouble. But when I go live, you just never know what's going to happen. Okay? Now, we're going to use this as a stencil, and I put the cutting part that's more raised on the bottom. Okay? We need to move this a little bit because that's going to get in the way of our stamp. Okay, let's go with the big leaf first. If you don't have our stamping blocks, I love them because they have these ridges for your fingers. I actually like the ridges. Some people don't, but I do. It helps me not drop them as easily. Okay, let's go with, I used on my sample, I used Misty Moonlight, and I used Wild Wheat and Lost Lagoon. These are the three colors I used on the sample I'm going to show you. It doesn't matter. We could use some different colors just so you can see it. How about we use Mossy Meadow, Peach Pie, and Early Espresso, just so you see a different color, okay? All right. Let me go through this. I have a lot of people in my classes that struggle, and you can even see like some of my ink pads have been slightly abused in classes because people don't know how to open. There is a little lip right here, and I use my thumb. I put my thumb there and lift. Okay, so that's how you open these guys. You just use your thumb and pull up. And then this slides in like that. I can see a little hair right there. Okay, now because this is a bigger stamp, I'm going to go this way and apply the ink this way. I just feel like I can see where my ink is going and I don't get it all over the block. You know how sometimes you get ink, and I did get a little there. Okay. I might have to re-ink that ink pad. And then before we stamp, we want to make sure that we keep our block clean so that extra ink does not end up on my card. So I'm just using a little bit of a paper towel to get the excess ink off. Now, move that out of the way. We are going to put, I'm going to stand up so I can see better. We're going to put that stamp right into the die. It's like a stencil. I never would have thought of this until I started playing around with it. And there you go. Okay, so there's that leaf. Now we're going to do this one, and I think I will do that one in, let's do it in Early Espresso. These are the old stamp pads that we don't sell anymore, but And I have 2 sets of stamp pads because I do classes and sometimes we use a certain color more than once. And it's not fun to have to share. But I still have some of my old stamp pads because they're still good. There's no problem with them. I just re-ink them as I need to. Okay, so there's that one. Let's close up the ink. Close this one up, just because with my luck, you never know when something's going to fall in an ink pad. And then we're going to do Peach Pie. This is another one of my stamp pads. It's brand new and it's already been abused. I just ordered another one because this is a new in color, so it doesn't come in the ink bundles unless you buy all the in colors. And I just got some ink on that block, so let's wipe that off because we don't want that extra ink on our paper. And I'm going to place that into the die. The nice thing about using the glass mat, this is available for sale right now to customers. It's $60, but I didn't think it was going to be something I would really want. I love it. I don't have to use grid paper anymore. It's great for watercoloring. I'll have to do a whole video on how to use your glass mat. All the things that you can do with it. It wipes up nice and clean. Like I've got a little bit of adhesive on it right here. I'll wipe that up. And whereas when you have grid paper and it's sticky, it's sticky. You just have to get a new grid paper. Sandra says that she is Team Mossy Meadow in Lost Lagoon. All right, now we are going to emboss this, okay? So we're going to put this, just like I had. I probably shouldn't have taken it off. I was distracted. That's okay. Okay. Oops, it just moved. This is really just the hardest part, but it's like a puzzle, so it's not hard. You just have to have patience. Okay. So, and if it's not perfect, it's not a big deal. So you're just going to match the texture with your die and your paper. All right, see how the paper is not straight up and down? It's because we're matching it. We're going to run that through our machine, okay, which I'm not going to do. I have another one. Well, I guess I will do it because you guys want to see the colors. Okay, so let me do that. Now, I have an old Big Shot. I have yet to upgrade because it still works. So I'm going to put that in. But we sell a nice compact machine that does not take up a lot of space. This is sliding. Hold on for a minute because I'm trying to go fast. Let me move it this way. And it takes up so much less space. So I'm really starting to think about getting a new machine because this guy he just takes up a lot of space to store. All right. Now this one, cut out the leaves. So I must have done something different than I did last night. What did I do last night? I can't remember. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I shouldn't have put in the extra plate. And this one looks like it didn't get all the way cut. But there's your, I'll hold them up. You can see the texture. Okay. So I did make a boo-boo, but that's okay. I think when I did this last night, I didn't use the blue plate when I ran it through. So it keeps it all together. It won't cut it out. If you use the embossing plate, it cuts them, and if you don't, it keeps it on the paper. Okay? So there's two different options. You can cut them and get the texture, or you can keep it all on the paper, which is really nice. You get both. So my boo-boo is actually good boo-boo because it shows you the difference. And what I mean by the embossing plate, I just mean the, but because I have the old machine, it's going to be different for you guys. This is an embossing plate. So I didn't need to put this on if I wanted to keep it together. Now, so I want you to see that you're going to get the other bits of leaves embossed, but you also now have inked leaves that have texture and are embossed. So that's really cool, isn't it? What do you guys think about that? Let me know. So I put that together and I made this card. So this is showing you the stamping, but also now the embossing folder. Okay? Really cool, huh? I'll have to make another card with these leaves that I just did. All right, now the third card that I'm making with you is going to highlight the extra dies. So what I've done is I've got a card base, and this is Lost Lagoon. This is the wild wheat. And then I have the centerpiece, and each is just 1/4 inch smaller. And I've stamped 2 of the big leaves in early espresso. And then I cut out a bunch of dies. So yes, this is overlapping in the middle and it looks kind of funky, but it's going to get covered up with all the dies that we're going to put there in the center. Come on. There we go. And I used thick white cardstock. I don't always, but I did on this one. Okay, there's going to be our sentiments. So I stamped a couple of these guys and I cut them out with the dies. So we're going to put those in here. I think I'll do it like that because they're longer. And then I cut some of these guys. All right, place those in there. Then some of the closed leaves. And this is our sentiment. We're just going to play around with it till we like the design. See how it covers up the ugly parts? And put these guys in here somewhere. That's Mossy Meadow. And then I cut some sprigs out and I used silver metallic paper that we sell to give it a little bit of bling. And then a bow with the silver on it. Isn't that pretty? So let's stamp our sentiment. And on this one, I think I'll do, we had 3 or 4 sentiments. Where did it go? This one will fit the circle the best, so I'm just going to use it. I couldn't have done it without you, it says. You could use early espresso ink on this one because it's dark enough. I'm going to use the black because that's what I've been doing. Now I used one of my other circle dies that I already had to just give this a layer because I felt like it didn't show up very well. So I wanted to give it a layer to make it pop. Okay. Now let's put these guys down with our glue. You could use liquid glue if you want. You can use the tape runner. It doesn't matter. I can just go right on this and then I can wash off the adhesive. I'm not going to stress about it. And the nice thing with those intricate dies, it's all going to get covered up with the sentiment. So if your adhesive is showing, that's no big deal. I need to make sure that my leaves are on the card and that they are not going off the card. See how that goes off the card? Let's move it down a little bit. There we go. Because we want to make sure it fits in our envelope. So this is the intricate die I'm talking about. You can see the adhesive, but it doesn't matter because it's going to get covered by your sentiment. You could cut these with adhesive sheets if you are using them in a way where they won't get covered up. Now I'm going to pop this with some dimensionals and I'll add in those other little pieces. I probably could have gotten away with 2, but I like it to be evenly distributed and not be leaning crazily on one side. Now, let's add in our little leaf guy. There you go. I think this is like a wow card. It just, so pretty. And then the silver. You wouldn't think silver would be so pretty with autumn leaves, but it's a nice change from gold. I think the Lost Lagoon being a cooler color goes with the silver. Excuse me. All right, and then I already did my bow to save time. Grab my glue dot. I'm using the bigger glue dots because it's a bigger bow. And I just kind of roll it on the side so it doesn't show. And then we can go in and add some basic rhinestones. Just give it a little more pop. I always do 3. I make like an invisible triangle with my embellishments. All right, so that is our third card. What do you guys think? Isn't it beautiful? I'm not a huge fan of the wild wheat, but gosh, it sure does look pretty with these colors, doesn't it? I think anybody would love getting that card in the mail. All right, so we've got die cutting with stamping. We've got stamping with embossing. And then we just did stamping. And I did 2 of those, different colors. Here we go. What do you guys think? Which one is your favorite? Which one do you absolutely love? Let me know in the comments. All right, now if you are watching live, thank you for hopping on and commenting. I really appreciate that. It's always fun to interact with you guys. If you're watching the replay, please go ahead and comment still, because I always will see your comments and I go back and I try and comment back with you. And then I said, if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like a demonstrator and you are in my area, I am in Elk Grove, California. I do classes in my home monthly. It's usually the first weekend of the month, not always, but usually. And all of my events can be found on my business Facebook page under the tab Events. I have them all scheduled through the end of December, so that way you can mark your calendars and save the dates. I always try and have a variety of different techniques and tools used in my classes so that you can use all the different products that we have and find out what your favorites are. My classes are $20 and you make 5 cards, which is a pretty good deal. and we always have snacks. Okay? Make sure you invite a friend, because when you invite a friend, you get to pick 5 cards from my card rack for free. All right, that's my thank you for referring new customers to me. Thanks for joining me, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And again, if you need a catalog, let me know. You can say so in the comments, or you can personal message me. Give me your mailing information, and I will get that free catalog to you as soon as I can. Thanks, guys, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.